So you said you went to prison. Like, what's a crazy prison story?
Crazy prison story. So, so there's this old lady named Miss Sandy, like really religious, like, I mean, off of God type. So this lady had, if I'm not mistaken, she probably had already been down for about 20 some years. Real sweet old lady. So whenever I had hit the yard, I was going on 19. So like literally I was the youngest on the whole compound. And she was the first person to, you know, walk up to me, and she was just telling me like, hey, you know, what's your name? And I'm like, well, my name's Egypt. She was like, I'm Miss Sandy. She was like, if you need anything, come to me. And I was like, okay. So anywho, I go and I talk to her, and we used to, you know, talk every day. She was really uplifting or whatever. So she had got sentenced to life in the feds for, I think it was like trafficking heroin or some weird shit like that. I don't know, some meth, heroin, some drugs. I mean, she was moving some shit. And pretty much the government took down her whole little old stint, whatever, her whole family. So she's fighting for, you know, what they call clemency, which is pretty much just like getting out on like either good behavior or getting a sentence reduction. It really could be anything. So whenever that had happened or whatever, you know, she talking to me. She, you know, we getting to know each other. She's telling her story. She's trying to like get the younger women that's coming onto the yard like hope and because, you know, you got people that's coming up in there that's just bitter. Like they get 3 years and they coming up in there like mad at the world trying to off people and shit. So, you know, her vibe was good. So pretty much she ended up, they found out she had lung cancer. Mind you, when she left that prison, she went to this medical facility. I ended up getting shipped for some disciplinary, but they ended up moving me to the same facility as her. So I get there or whatever, and like she, I guess the judge had pretty much like denied her like clemency. And you know, this lady at the time, COVID had already hit, so they're talking about like, it's called like the CARES Act. So pretty much when you're an elderly person over the age of like, I think maybe like 50 or 60, or if you have any medical, like serious medical issues, they're pretty much trying to get people out the door, like either on home confinement or whatever. So we, they have like a high rise, like a hospital unit, and they're just like, they have INAs, which is like caregiver, like CNAs, but inmates actually up in there getting their CNAs and shit. So, you know, she has, was it lung cancer? It might have been liver cancer. It might not have been lung cancer. It might have been liver cancer. So at the time, you know, whenever like she was refusing chemo and all that extra stuff, so her body is like swelling up and shit. So like you got these inmates that really just going up there to get like, you know, they just trying to get paid to work up there, and then they, of course, they want their CNAs or whatever. Well, whoever the INA was that had her, like wasn't taking care of her at all, like leaving her in her pissy ass diapers and just treating her bad and stuff like that. So it's a little touchy for me. You know, just treating, and when I mean this lady heart was so pure, like I can't even, like out of everybody I've ever been on the yard with, I done ran across thousands of women in the feds, like, you know, thousands of them. I'd by far said she was probably the most like genuine, like her heart was of gold, like, you know, straight, like when people say, oh, I worship God, nah, she, you know, she was really about that. She ended up passing away, and whenever she had passed away, like she pretty much left a note. And when she had left this note, like she was just saying like her whole purpose was completed regardless of the case may be, like how she feels, like how people mistreated her and everything, like, you know, leaving her the way that they did and stuff. She was just saying like, she was, you know, she was in prison to help touch people, like give people, you know, hope and to not give up. She was so focused on everybody else's like legal mail and legal work, like helping them out, that she pretty much like was taking that out of herself just to put into everybody else to give them a chance. And to know like the people was mistreating her, and she was just like doing everything she could, like everything. Like, I mean, I can't even explain it. That lady, she was, you know, she was a blessed lady. And God rest her soul, but yeah, the letter was deep. I'll be crying if I get to talking about how deep it was, but yeah.
So wait, so how she died?
She ended up, we don't know for a fact, because during this time it was COVID, we was all on national lockdown. So pretty much like when COVID hit, like every single prison was on 24-hour lockdown. we only got up maybe like once every 48 hours to take showers, stuff like that. We don't know if the cancer ended up taking her out or if it was the COVID on top of it. They really didn't say too much. Like when we was asking some of the CEOs and shit like that, they wasn't really telling us too much. But when she passed away, like when I mean like it was crazy, like how women in the units was tripping out, like talking about they want to at least see her or speak to her, like, and pretty much like the prison was just kind of like on some shit like, y'all on lockdown, we really don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, you know, like when they one of the officers came down and told us like, you know, Miss Sandy wants y'all to know that she loves y'all and, you know, she wants y'all to keep y'all head up and stuff like that. Like when I mean, I've never, like out of the 80 months I did in prison, I had never seen someone's loss affect, for real. Like it affected people. I mean, like to the point to where, like we literally, like when they were able to let us up about a week later, everybody went out to the compound and did like pretty much, I guess, like a little memorial for her. Everybody spoke on what they had to say about her, because I mean, the woman, like, that woman was blessed. You know, it was a blessing.